Hello and welcome to this edition of Rollin' Sports, where you meet the athletes. We're coming to you from Boyd County High School, where we are doing a series on the volleyball team. And with me here we have number 18, Laney Blevins, and number 11, Aly Caldwell, who both of who play important roles on this Boyd County team. And be sure to stay tuned on My Town TV and keep updated of on their season. It's going to be an exciting one. And first off, we'll talk about talk about your impact as seniors. I'll start with you, Laney. With this being your senior season, you all went 34-1 last year. You all are part of a group that 6 years ago, as seventh graders, the team had gone to 0-28 the prior year, and now looking at the program at a high level statewide. Talk about how it feels to you and just this season, because you all return quite a few pieces to the puzzles from last year's 34-1 team.
Yeah, definitely. So as said before in previous videos, our coach Katie, she's always kept us with it. Always preached to us that it doesn't matter what we lose, we have to work, we have to show up, and we have to work. Being a senior, it doesn't feel like I'm a senior. I still feel like I'm freshman, sophomore, and it's a huge deal to me. And losing the three seniors that we lost last season, it just really made not a tough challenge, but it made a steep challenge. And we've had some voids to fill, but we have come back really strong this year. Seeing us in practice and in tournaments, I think that the final rotation that she keeps on mentioning, it's getting there. I hope that we have the amazing season that we did last season this season, and I hope we go even farther. So.
Well, we've all kind of grown up in this gym and with Katie and all the people around us, and even the younger girls. They didn't come till later, of course, but they've just always been there. And now that we're seniors, we're not going to be there next year, and it's just crazy to think about. But we have 7 seniors, so there will be quite a few of us gone, but I think they can step up like we stepped up this year for the people that left, like Morgan and Layla, and we just had to step up and keep our game going.
Mm-hmm. And talk about what it takes to be a successful program, and in particular what you do over the summer, because it's not just to you here, it's not just let's get together August 1st and get started. It's been a year-round commitment.
Yeah, during the summer, we don't really start workouts until July, June, somewhere on there? June, I think. June. And so during the off time between club season and actual season starting, it doesn't matter if you pick up a ball and you do 5 passes. It's still putting something towards the game fundamentally. Katie preaches fundamental volleyball constantly to us, and it's the main thing that has grown this program. So picking up a ball every day, doing 5 passes, 5 sets, doing a couple squat jumps, that's working towards the end goal of getting those 50 passes, getting those 50 reps. It's all working towards, and that's what fundamentals do. They build the program.
Mm-hmm. So in summer we really work on skill development and everything, because when we're in season we have a game every other day, or we're at a tournament on the weekends and everything. So it goes by fast when we're in season. So during the summer we get up early on Saturdays, and we work through a bunch of just different kinds of issues and do a bunch of workouts to help us jump higher and be faster, and just everything to help our game get better.
Mm-hmm. And talk about the position you play and what makes somebody successful at it?
When I came in 6th grade, I didn't really know where I was. I wasn't introduced to the positions until I started playing club for Katie, and I knew nothing. And I started out as a right side. Main goal, I mean, you do everything in right side. You block, you pass, you set, you hit. You do everything. And then whenever I started playing club, about my sophomore and junior year, I was transferred to a middle. And in high school season, I also played as a middle. And then last club season, I was put into the back row, and I played back row throughout then, and now I'm back to a right side. So, like Carly Conley mentioned, she opens you up to every single position, makes you a versatile player, a utility player, if you will. And just it gives comfort knowing that you can play everywhere because you have played everywhere, and I give great thanks to Katie for doing that to me. But yes, I am a right side now, and we block, set, hit, pass, everything.
So I started out as just a back row player. I wasn't hitting or anything. And then I think it was my 8th grade year in club, I started setting. And of course, club ball is great for skill development and can help you a lot in season. So then I became a setter, and I was a setter for JV, and then I was hitting right side for varsity some. And with just every position, you always need to be talking, and especially with setting, can get really confusing if you're not talking and just always playing to your best, and you really need to be aware of everything on the court. Yeah.
And talking a little bit about off the court, Laney, I know for you that, and as somebody with obsessive compulsive disorder, I can relate. You're big on keeping track of mental health and raising awareness.
Yes. So during my sophomore to junior year in club season, actually, I went down this huge rabbit hole of. It was a mixture of OCD, depression, anxiety, you name it, it was happening. And I was scared to get help. I was, and it's not ever really been talked about around me, so I didn't know what was going on. I just thought that it was normal, I'd get over it. But as it turns out, it takes some help getting over it. And another big thanks to Katie, because during that club season, she noticed that I was going on a downward spiral. She could see it. I looked sick. I wasn't looking mentally healthy, physically healthy, anything. So she pulled me off to the side, and that's whenever she introduced me to the idea of therapy. And so I started therapy, and I got big help, and I preach it to younger players. I help out and coach. I preach it to my younger players. If you are feeling angry, sad, or anybody that can comprehend big emotions like depressed or anxious or anything like that, it's perfectly fine to talk about it to anybody, and it's always been an open discussion for me ever since. It's a huge thing in my life, and while it could be like triggering to talk about to other people, it's a great thing for me to be able to express it now.
Yeah, and Aly, for you, I know that one of the important, of course, you look at some of the important missions biblically and the importance of being involved in the community. I know that you're quite active at your church and do are involved in a lot of things to help the people in need in the community.
Yeah, so I go to Cornerstone Community Church, and a few years back, we started a ministry called the Matthew 25 Feeding Ministry. And we would just set up on the side of the road somewhere, and we would have free food. And it was mostly just like hot dogs, hamburgers, just waters, whatever people needed, and free clothes also. And then I think it was 3 years ago, we started giving out free shoes whenever the Ready Fest was going on for Boyd County High School. And we raised a lot of money, and I think this past year we gave out, it was over 100 shoes for sure, but we've just been really grateful to help people out, and especially in the school system, you can see the change.
And lastly, are there any shout-outs you'd like to give?
I'd like to give a big shout out to my coach. I can't be more thankful to have her in my life. I can't be more thankful to have had her push me the way that she has pushed me, and just overall, I can't thank her enough. And another shout out to my mama Sherry and my mother Melanie Queen. They are huge supports in my life. Without them, whether it be funding wise, emotional stability wise, it doesn't matter. They've always been there for me. They've always been there for me to talk to them. They've always been there to give me a ride. And last shout out, my dad and my sister. Just thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you, Adria, for following in my steps and proving to be a great athlete.
Yeah, shout out to my friends and my family and Audrey Biggs. We miss you. Yeah.
Nice. Well, wow. This is what it's about right here. And Laney and Aly, we thank you all for being on today. And be sure and stay tuned for Boyd County Volleyball this season. You'll see them on MyTown TV. And also be sure to watch their football team as well. Some excitement there. And, of course, the voice of the Lions, Mike Miller, will have that on MyTown TV for you. We thank you all for tuning in today and watching Roland Sports, where you meet the athletes.